Hello, my name's Karen Krish, and I'm the principal at Marion Walker Elementary School. And this message is for parents who are visiting our school for kindergarten back to school night in August of 2021. We welcome you to Marion Walker, and we're excited that you were able to come tonight and see the school and learn more about what kindergarten is about. I know some of you are veteran parents and you have other students who go to school here. And so this will be a review for you. But those who are new to our school, there's just a few things I'd like to go over whenever we have incoming students. I will say I apologize for not being available tonight to see you in person, but I will be available on Friday morning. I will be in the building during kindergarten camp. So if you want to stop in and say hello or need to talk to me about anything, feel free to do that. So a couple things I'd like to go over. And the first thing I like to say to parents is call me, email me. If you have a problem, concern, question, big or small, call me. If I'm in my office, I take my calls. I try to answer emails within 24 hours. Sometimes it's a tiny bit longer, but I try to answer in a short amount of time and get back to you. My secretary is also a really good resource if they're general questions. We want to solve problems. We want to support you, and we want to be on your team. And social media is not always the best place to get advice or get the correct answer. And I'm happy to share any information that I have or details that you need should something come up. And also, if there's a problem, I'm a problem solver, and I want to solve those problems, not let them fester. So if something's starting to fester at your house, call me. And we'll work together on that. Or I can try to find you the right resource for that as well. A couple other things that are in our handbook. Our handbook is online for parents. If you don't have access to downloading our handbook and reading through that, please let my secretary know and or your teacher know, and we will get you a hard copy of that. And you should read through that so that you're aware of all of our policies. And first one is attendance. Now with the pandemic, we are being a little flexible with our attendance policies, but the attendance rules and regulations are in our handbook. And basically the thing you need to know is we need an excuse, either an email or a written excuse within 3 days, so it doesn't become illegal. And so be paying attention to that. And the email makes that really simple. And that email address is in our handbook. Or online as well. You can access it there. Parent drop-off and pickup is in the front parking lot, the first one you come to. We're going to try the front parking lot as that parent loop for drop-off in the morning. If we have too many parents who are dropping off, last year we had a lot more because of the pandemic dropping off, we might switch it to the back parking lot. But we're going to start out in the front and see how it goes. Please try to make sure that your child knows how to unbuckle, get out of their booster seat, and leave the car without you having to stop and get out. We certainly want you to stop, but we want you to, our folks will assist students in getting out of the car, but it helps if they're able to also help. We don't want to have to unbuckle kids and lift kids out. And so if you could help with that as well. Know that there's free breakfast and lunch for every child all school year. This is part of the federal monies for the pandemic. And breakfast will be served in the front hallway. And it's really a grab and go breakfast. Some days it's hot and some days it's cold, but it's grab and go. And they can either eat it in the cafeteria in the morning, depending on what time they get here, or in the classroom. And it's meant for that. And we do it in the front hallway so that it's easily accessible to kids. And so if your mornings are crazy at home, take advantage of the free breakfast and the free lunches. A la carte items like an extra milk or something extra at lunch, those are regular price. So it has to be a full lunch or a full breakfast. Some of you registered, most of you should have registered for kindergarten through our parent portal and gotten a parent portal login. We have not used parent portal a lot at the elementary schools because it's in the higher grades, you can see kids' grades and homework and things like that. What elementary parents can see is attendance and lunch account, how much money is in their lunch account. And this year I'm going to try to start using a little more for parent communication. I will still send out newsletters and emails to you and things like that. But you may hear more from me about Parent Portal and how we can use Parent Portal together to share some things. and have access to announcements and things on that site. So stay tuned for that. Field trips, we're not doing any field trips right now, but we will be reassessing that as we go through the school year and the pandemic. I am the pandemic coordinator for the school district. That's a good and a bad thing. It makes me busy sometimes with contact tracing, but I generally can answer questions about the pandemic health and safety plan if that's on your mind. I'm also can answer questions about quarantining. If it's during school hours, though, our nurses are well trained in all of the pandemic protocols, and so feel free to reach out to our school nurses about what the health and safety plan has for quarantining, isolation, those kinds of things. And after school hours, if there's a positive case in your family, please email us immediately or reach out to us immediately, and you can do that through my email. After hours, I do check my email after hours, and we would want to do that contact tracing right away, not wait till the next day. The nurses also are your go-to person for, if your child's on medication and those kind of things. So reach out to them as well. There's protocols for that. You usually have to have physicians. The physician has to authorize the use of medications at school. And so reach out to the nurse or stop by and talk to her if that's the case. We're restricting visitors and volunteers for the first part of the school year. Right now, we're not having visitors and volunteers in, but as we get a feel for what the school year is going to be like, if our numbers stay low, we will allow more visitors and volunteers in later in the school year. So we'll reevaluate that probably every quarter, and so just stay tuned for that. Pictures that we take for social media, our yearbook, those kind of things. It's assumed that you've given us permission, and if you don't, write a note to me and say, please don't use my child's picture or likeness in social media or the yearbook or those kinds of things. We assume you give permission to do that. We generally never use names, or if we do, we only use first names. We don't use first and last names for child safety. But we have a very active Facebook page, our PTO, as well as the school. And so sometimes classroom pictures and things that are happening in school, especially when we don't have a lot of visitors here, can be a nice thing to look at. And so that's why I just want to let you know that that's the case. So those are just a couple of things. The handbook has a lot more things. I don't want you stressing about school. I want you to know that we're going to keep kids safe this year, and we're going to try to be as normal as we can. We're looking forward to some fun events at school, and we're trying to make the best of things. And we're so excited for your child to start kindergarten, and we'll see them on the first day of school. And again, if you need to talk to me, I'll see you on Friday. Thanks, and have a great night.